Hi, my name's June Morrow, and I help new part-time coaches, course creators, and facilitators simplify their activities and overcome self-doubt so they can get into action, attract more clients and money, and make progress in the time that they do have. So tell me this, have you ever walked into a room full of people and felt like a total fraud? That's how I felt the first time I went to a networking event for entrepreneurs. I was certain that the moment that I mentioned that I had a full-time job and I was just brand new to this, that alarms would go off, like whoop, 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 and security guards would show up and escort me out of the room. I felt like I didn't belong and that no one would accept me if I wasn't already this super successful, super positive, super sure of myself entrepreneur. In short, I felt like a fraud. Now, that day was about 3 years ago, and in the time since, here's what I've discovered. Everybody feels like a fraud when they're trying something new. It wasn't just me, everybody. We all feel like this when we're brand new to something. Imposter syndrome, it's not fun, but it's real. And it's a sign that if you press through it, you're gonna push out of some comfort zones. As marketing guru Seth Godin says, if you don't feel like a fraud, you're not trying hard enough. Well, the seventh commandment for new service-based entrepreneurs is to hang out with other entrepreneurs. Even when you don't feel like it, even when you're new and you feel like, ooh, I'm not a part of that club yet, because you are. So in this video, you're gonna learn why that's so important, right? Even if you don't have the time, or you think you don't have the time, or you don't feel like you fit in just yet, you're gonna learn how to network without sounding sleazy or boring people. And you're gonna learn what to say when people ask you what you do at these events when you still have a day job. So why is it important to befriend other entrepreneurs, to make friends with them? Because I know you've got a busy job, you've got a family maybe you've got a social life on top of that, and then you've got your side hustle, right? You've got this thing that you want to take full time as a coach or facilitator or a course creator. Well, there's this old story about a lumberjack who's in the woods on a hot day and he's sawing down a tree and he's getting nowhere and he's at it like for hours. And then this passerby comes by and he sees him, and the lumberjack, his face is all red and there's sweat dripping down. And the passerby looks at him and says, "You know what, dude?" Because that's what he would call him, dude. "You know what, dude? If you sharpen that saw, you'd be able to cut down that tree a lot faster." And the lumberjack goes, "Sharpen the saw? Who's got time to sharpen a saw? Can't you see I'm cutting down a tree?" Well, entrepreneurs are like your saw, other entrepreneurs. They can help you solve problems. They can give you advice. They can give you referrals. They can help you when you're looking for technology or apps or systems, right? And if they have more experience than you, they can share their hard-won lessons. But more than that, they get you. They know what it's like to be in the trenches. They've worried about money. They've worried about finding clients. They've worried about their messaging or, how to overcome overwhelm or just dealing with self-doubt or technology, and they likely love talking about their business and business in general in a way that your corporate friends or your friends from your day job or your family probably doesn't. Those friends, they might glaze over when you start talking about things. I know I have a friend who I used to work in the public service with, and when I start talking about lead magnets or how to expand my visibility, she just kind of goes, "Yeah, what's for lunch?" Right? The fifth commandment for new service-based entrepreneurs is think like an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs think differently. Our interests are different and our focus is different. And it really, really helps to have someone you can talk about all this stuff with who gets it. Another reason you want to hang out with entrepreneurs is because you can partner with them. You can do cross promotions, right? You can get in front of each other's audiences. They can be a great referral for you if they have clients that might match the service that you provide, and you can be a great referral for them if you know somebody who could use their services. right? So it's kind of like it's a big circle of love when you get into a circle of entrepreneurial friends. And it's, even people who are in competition, they're not really in competition. So, and what I mean by that is often we are way more helpful than we think, and there really is no competition, which I talk about in another video. So how do you get to know more entrepreneurs? Well, you can take classes, workshops, you can go to networking events, which are happening more and more online these days. You can join associations. And if you're thinking that, the idea of networking with entrepreneurs is just a bunch of people saying, hey, here's my card and here's my elevator speech and buy my business regardless of who you are, and I don't really care who you are. If the thought of networking makes you want to cringe, I totally get that, but I want you to do this. I want you to reframe it, because that's not really what networking is about. So here's how to network without feeling super sleazy. 1, you want to look at it not as an opportunity for a sale, but as a potential opportunity to build or start building a relationship with someone. And if it helps, replace the term networking with the term relationship building. And yes, not everybody you meet is going to be your new best friend. Some you'll never see again, and you'll be thankful for that, right? Some you will see again, but you won't really know them until a couple of times, a couple of connections. But some might have a piece of advice that could change your life. Some might know someone who is your ideal client, and some might even surprise you and be your ideal client. Don't make assumptions about people. Instead, be curious about them. Ask them about themselves. Ask them about their business. And make it your goal to make them feel good by listening more than you speak. And then when you do see an opportunity for a potential relationship, ask if it's okay if you follow up with them, and then actually do it. So how do you introduce yourself when you have a day job? And maybe you have a brand new business or just an idea for a business. You don't really know what it is that you do yet. Well, if you have a unique value proposition, you can always say that. So what am I talking about, a unique value proposition? Well, really what it is it's a concise statement that says what you do and who you do it for and what the outcome you give them is. So, for example, I help new part-time coaches, course creators, and facilitators simplify their activities so they can attract more clients and money in the time that they have. That's an example of a unique value proposition. Now, you might not be in a place where you even know what your target market is. You might not know what the outcome is that you help people with. You might not have had time to put this all together. And if that's you, I have a free masterclass on how to find clients despite a tiny mailing list. And in that, I show you how to do a UVP. But if you're still figuring out this stuff, figuring out what your outcomes are and who you work with and all that, it's always perfectly acceptable to say, I'm a whatever by day, and I'm also launching a new business doing whatever, or I'm exploring a new business doing whatever by night. So maybe I'm an office administrator by day, and I'm currently exploring setting up a business as a meditation teacher by night. No one is going to kick you out of the event for being honest, even though you might be afraid they will. When I attended my first entrepreneurs event, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Most people were super friendly and genuine, and no one made me feel like the odd person out or like was talking above my head or made me feel like crap for being a newbie. In fact, some people actually took me under their wing. So often this imposter syndrome that we feel, it's all in our head. And the key is to recognize that and act in spite of it. Now, I still feel like an imposter quite frequently, and that's okay because it just means I'm pressing through someone. I'm pressing through something. So make friends with entrepreneurs. Even if you feel like you're not, fully qualified to be in the club, you are. And if you're looking for places to meet more part-time coaches, course creators, facilitators, I'd love for you to join my Facebook group, the Wayfinders Club, and perhaps come out to one of my map maker sessions, which is a online kind of like coffee chat that we have where you can bring up any issues that you're having and I can help you through them. So if you found this video helpful, Don't forget to subscribe. And again, you can download my free masterclass, How to Find Clients Despite a Tiny Mailing List. The link is below. And in that, you'll find even more strategies to build your business, to find more clients, and get more money so you can do what you love in the time that you do have. You got this.